y'all, and welcome to today's video. I'm really excited to be doing this makeup declutter tag. I have a list of questions here and we're just gonna talk about makeup. This video tag was created by Ava Twos. I also saw this from Angelica Neatvist and Annette's Makeup Corner. I will have those ladies tagged down below so that you can go and watch their videos as well. But we're going to talk about makeup declutter. We're going to talk about makeup we should get rid of, makeup we don't like, things like that. So I'm excited. I think these questions are really fun. But if you are new here, I first want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. We don't try to be perfect here at my channel. We just want to have a good time, whatever that means. I think this is going to be really fun to answer these questions. I will have these questions in the description box. I would love to hear your answers. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Okay, let's just dive in. I've got the questions here. This is going to be really, really fun. The first question is a makeup item that's impractical. So for me, instead of picking one thing that I'm like, this one product is impractical, I want to talk about pressed glitters. I don't like pressed glitters in palettes. Why do they put pressed glitters in palettes? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know why. I bet it is very inexpensive to put a pressed glitter in a palette. So that's probably why companies do it. Instead of putting shadows, they just save money and put in a pressed glitter. Now, I don't think all pressed glitters are created equally. BH Cosmetics, I absolutely hate the pressed glitters from them. I've tried in their Birthstone series that they did last year. For 12 palettes, we had 12 terrible pressed glitters. I tried them. I know pressed glitters aren't eye safe. There's no need to scold me. But there are other brands that I think their pressed glitters are better, like Jolie Beauty. I will say their pressed glitters aren't terrible. Odin's Eye used to put them in their older palettes. Those weren't bad, but overall, I don't like pressed glitters. If I want to add glitter onto an eye look, I like glitter gels, like gel pots, to where I can put the glitter where I want it. It's going to stay where I want it. So, a makeup item that's impractical is pressed glitters. I know some people like them, but I feel like the majority of people hate them, and I wish they would go away. Okay, the next question is a mascara that's definitely expired. And I laughed at this because first off, I was like, I don't have any expired mascaras, because I will say, usually when my mascaras get to the 3 to 5 month point, I throw them away. I'm not trying to have my eyes irritated. I know the formulas expire and I need a good mascara. Like, I like to have a good mascara. So usually around the 3 month mark, they're not working the best, I get rid of them. So I was instantly like, well, I don't have one for that question. But then I remembered this one. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara, waterproof. I don't like waterproof mascara. I know some people, that's the only type of mascara they will wear is the waterproof stuff. For me, I don't like waterproof mascara, but I have this one from Essence, and it's one of those that I'm like, in case I ever need it. When I think I'll need it, I don't know. I mean, when I go to the beach, if I'm gonna get in the water, I'm usually I say usually, I'm always completely free of makeup, but I keep this around in case, and I don't know how old this is. I have no idea how old this is, which makes it kind of scary, but for some reason, I keep holding on to it thinking, well, if I ever need a waterproof mascara, I have it, but it's very old. I should probably toss it. Okay, number 3 is a red lipstick you never wear. And I'm wearing red lips today. I love a red lip. And I love this Melt Miss Argentina lipstick. This was part of their Beetlejuice collection that they released was that Halloween of 2020, maybe? I'm trying to remember when this collection launched. I love this red lipstick. It's so beautiful. I love the packaging. It has the like sandworm packaging print on it. It's absolutely beautiful. The formula is beautiful. The color is beautiful. But I never wear this because I love looking at it. I have it like displayed in my room on a little case so I can see it. I don't want to use it up. It's quite old now. Honestly, it's probably still amazing. I just don't want to use it up. I like it. It's more of like a collect thing for me now, which, you know, I just like it. It makes me happy, but I never use it even though I love it. It's a red lipstick. I love it. I never use it. And I'll be honest, some of these questions, like going along, I was like, oh, I don't have an answer for that. But then when I really thought about it, I did. So again, please, if you're answering these questions with me, I would love to hear your answers. But the next one is a high-end item not worth the money. This one was easy for me. It's this Refi Skin Finish water-based powder. This powder is terrible and it was so expensive. And here's the thing on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to deviate from the question just a little bit to kind of explain things. And something that I didn't really realize until I started making YouTube videos myself is you're never going to please everyone. That I know. We know that's just a fact of life, right? But there's this whole community, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but there's this whole group that is complaining a lot that all people online look the same, talk the same, think the same, use the same products. Why aren't people themselves? Why isn't there anybody different? But then when you show your individuality or when you have a different opinion on products, then all of a sudden you should change. And I'll take that even to the most basic, like the most basic sense. I get comments on my accent all the time, which I don't understand. I love hearing people with different accents, different dialects, different ways of saying that, different phrases. I love that. And that's part of what makes people who we are, right? So a lot of times, like, I'll get corrected on the way I say things, and I'm like, you know, I didn't say things wrong, but I do have a Mississippi accent, so I am gonna say things maybe differently than, you know, Michaela would say things. But I love her accent. I love my accent. I love, you know, different accents. And then it kind of like bleeds over into products, right? So if I love a product and another creator said they hate a product, then it's like, okay, one of y'all must be lying. And that's not the case. People have different preferences, even if we're the same age, same skin tone, same skin type, we can still like different products because our preferences are different. Maybe the climate where we're living in is different. Like, all these factors play into it, right? It doesn't mean that one person is lying and one person is not. It doesn't mean that one person is using the product wrong and the other person isn't. So it's like, we want honest reviews, and you give a product a positive review, you're lying. You give a product a negative review, you're lying and you don't know what you're doing. So it's always kind of like this hard balance, and yeah, it's just really weird on YouTube. So when we talk about products that are not worth it, this Refi powder, it was like going viral on Instagram, on TikTok. It's this water powder. It's cold. You put it on, and I'm sure the people who bought this powder and who loved it, they probably really love the product. I'm not saying anybody who likes something that I don't like is a liar. It's personal preference. But this powder, every time I applied it with a sponge, with a brush, whatever, this powder lifted the makeup off of me. I hated it. It did not work for me. And so many people were telling me I'm using it wrong. I'm using it with the wrong products underneath. This is a water-based powder. Why would I use an oil? And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing the things that you're accusing me of. this product doesn't work for me. When you review as much makeup as I do, there are going to be products that don't work. So just keep that in mind if you see somebody bashing a product that you love. It's not a personal attack. It's an honest review. Also, you should only follow people you trust. If you're watching me and you think Heather is lying, she does not think that's a good product, but she's saying it's a good product, you probably shouldn't follow me. And I mean that for everybody. You probably shouldn't follow people that you don't think you can trust. I actually love subscribing to people that I have different opinions on things with, because I can get more insight, you know? Like, for example, my friend Karen Harris, we disagree on a lot of like complexion product type stuff, but I love hearing her opinion because she is living in a way different climate than me. It gets very cold where she lives. She has dry skin. I mean, those two things right there are going to change our opinions on products versus me living in a hot, humid place with oily skin. And I've never told Karen, like, you are lying. I know you hate that. It's just so silly when we say it out loud, but I think sometimes just reminding ourselves, you know, even though I don't like the Refi powder, I'm here to share my honest opinions. Doesn't mean maybe you won't like it. It doesn't mean everybody who does like it is lying. I know I kind of got off on a tangent there, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, number 5, a drugstore dud, and this Wet n Wild Hula Honey Disney Stitch palette. It's just a dud. It's a product that I can make work, and I've reviewed this on my channel. I've showed it on my channel. You know, the first time I used this, I'm like, okay, it's bronzer. I applied it the way I would normally apply bronzer, and it was so patchy. It was like hard to blend. It grabbed weird. It just wasn't great. And then I used it again. I really thought through. I'm like, okay, my base is completely set. I'm using a more flimsy brush. I'm going to put it on very lightly and then build it. And I could make it work. Like, it looked nice. I don't think it looked amazing. It wasn't like, oh, I love this. But it required a lot of thought. Okay, and I will be honest, I don't want to have to baby a product to make it work. I don't want to just like have to treat it like a little special product that you can only be used with this brush and this way. To me, that means it's a dud. Is it completely unusable? No. I can make it work. I have made it work. But it's a dud because I really have to baby it, and I don't want to do that. There are better products. The next question says, an eyeshadow palette you forgot you had. And I know my collection. I know what I have. I don't have like a pile of makeup that I haven't used. I know what I have. I test it. I enjoy makeup. So I thought with this question, I'll do a eyeshadow palette I wish I could forget. I will say I thought I decluttered this. I thought I gave this away. But it is the NYX Tetris palette. This monstrosity of a palette that I bought when it was on sale, hoping it would be the amazing NYX formula, because I don't think NYX is always consistent. Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're not. I mean, look at why. Why did they make this? I bought it because it was on sale, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try it. What if it's good? It's huge for no reason. There are duplicate shades in here. And listen, I love makeup. I have a lot of shades that I'm sure non-makeup lovers would be like, that's the same shade. But to me, I'm a makeup lover, and I'm like, no, it is not the same shade. They are different. They are so different. But this literally has the same shades. Like, I've swatched them next to each other. I've looked at them next to each other, and I'm like, you think because you put a shade here and a shade here, we're not going to know they're repeats? These are repeated shades. A few of the shades in here are very pretty. And overall, this isn't like the worst palette in the world. It's nice. Like, it's a nice, I got nice eye looks, but it's not amazing. And honestly, I thought I decluttered it. Really, when I was thinking about this declutter tag and looking through my collection and answering the questions, pulling things, it was like I was in a horror movie, you know, where you try to give away the creepy doll and you give it away and then you come back home and the doll is like sitting on your bed and you're like, ah, and then you give it away again, you like light it on fire and then you walk in the house, it's back. Like, that's this NYX palette. I'm like, I thought I decluttered you, and like, oh, you're here with other palettes. Oh, I know that's silly, but seriously, I need to give this palette away because it's haunting me. Okay, number 7 says a foundation that's not your shade match. I got a hair stuck in my lip gloss. No. Okay, this is the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I have the shade 8N, and really, as a whole, I like the foundations I've tried from Charlotte Tilbury, but I have a hard time with the undertones. My perfect shade is going to be a warm olive shade. So an olive undertone, a lot of times those fall like the warm olive, so I'll usually go to the warm category. But with Charlotte's foundations, I've tried her warm shades, I've tried her neutral shades, and I feel like I just can't get that perfect tone right. If you're a warm olive and you've tried this foundation, definitely let me know. Do you go for the warm undertones? Do you go for the neutral undertones? Because in her previous foundations, I've gone for warm, and I thought, you know what, when I buy this one, let me get a neutral and see if I can get like closer match. I can definitely make this work. Don't get me wrong. When I say it's the wrong shade, it's more of the undertone. But I have a lot of foundations, and I have a lot of foundations that are for me to wear at my lightest when it's been winter and I haven't been outside. I have a lot of foundations for me when I'm at my deepest, you know, when I spend a week at the beach. So I wouldn't say like, oh, it's a wrong shade, because it's for me depending on what I've been doing. But this one, I just have a hard time with Charlotte Tilbury undertones, which makes me really, really sad, because like I said, I've tried some complexion products from her that I really like the formula of. I like the way they wear, but I just have to kind of make them work for my skin with different powders and concealers and things, and I really wish I could get the undertone right in her products. Okay, number 8 is a product that wasn't worth the hype. I'm totally gonna copy Angelica's answer for this one. This is the Makeup Revolution Bright Light Highlighter. I actually bought 2 shades because I think at the time I purchased this, they were having like buy one, get one free or something. And these are terrible. So many people online were like, these are amazing, Charlotte Tilbury dupe. Yes, I love these. And I'm not saying those people were lying, but these do not work for me. I tried these. I bought these because of the hype. I will say I'm thankful they're at a drugstore price point. I'm glad these weren't like $20 a piece. But for me, I applied these directly to the face. They weren't moving. Like, I had highlighter dots. Sponge, finger, brush, they weren't moving. I tried picking these straight up on a brush or sponge. No go. I tried warming them up on the back of my hand. No go. These were horrible for me. They didn't look natural. They looked sticky. They look, I don't even mind. When I say they didn't look natural, I get it. Like, this makeup look I have on today isn't natural. If you want to look natural, go wash your face. That's what you look like naturally. Anything on top is unnatural, okay? Anything on top is unnatural. Wash your face. That's natural. What I mean is they sat on top of the skin. They didn't sink into the skin. You know, I still like kind of my makeup to look seamless. Even if you know I don't have blue highlighted cheeks, I don't want the product sitting on top of the skin. I want it sunk into the skin, looking nice, even if it's blue sparkles. These sat on top, like a layer just on top of the face, metallic. not blending in, not moving, just extremely difficult to work with. And even like at its best, it still was bad to me. Number 9 says, a concealer you couldn't make work. And I chose the Natasha Denona Transfix Matte Concealer. Now, I know I said I had oily skin, but I'm also 34. And I do have some fine lines. I do want to keep my under eyes looking nice. This I bought because I loved the Foundation X so much. And I was like, you know what? With a lot of brands, matte doesn't mean flat matte. It can mean like skin-like, right? Not overly dewy, not flat, but very like skin-like. This concealer, it was so thin. That gave me hope because I'm like, okay, it's thin. It's not thick and heavy. It's not going to settle in my lines weird. But it was so weird. Like it was, I don't know, like it just clung in areas where I didn't need it to cling, but it wore away in areas that I wanted coverage, and it looked dry and dusty, and it was terrible. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's why it was on sale. It was on sale because it's bad and nobody wants it. Okay, number 10, if you had to start one makeup category from scratch, what would it be? So this question was kind of harder for me because, you know, my initial reaction is mascaras because, like I said, they expire quickly anyways. So if somebody came in and they were like, hey, we're taking all your, what, you picked the category, we're taking it all, I would be like, here, take my mascaras, because if they take them, it's okay. They were going to expire quickly anyways. I will go to Sephora.com. I will order my Melt Supernatural Lash. I will order my One Size Beauty mascara. I'll order my Nobla. Like, I'll reorder my favorites. But then I'm also like, well, maybe this question more means like you couldn't buy the same products again. And in that case, maybe I would say setting sprays. I don't know. That one was a hard question. So I'm going to go with mascaras because I could go out. I could replace my mascaras. If somebody took my palettes, I would cry. I would cry in the corner somewhere. You wouldn't see me again. Now, before we go, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your answers to these questions. Everything that's on my face, I will link down below in the description box for you, so definitely check those out if you're curious. The information will be down there. But this look I did film, it is the member exclusive tutorial for the month of September. If you want to become a channel member, I will have a link down below. If you're on a desktop, near where the subscribe button is, you'll see a join button. You definitely do not have to become a member. I just like to let those of y'all know who are interested in becoming members that that is an option. If you click on that button, it will tell you all about the membership. But yeah, none of my normal content changes. I always upload lots of videos, but this is the member exclusive tutorial for the month. This look was inspired by comments that I got from my members. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tag video. I love doing tags. If you ever see makeup tags that you want me to do, definitely let me know. I hope you're having a beautiful, amazing, wonderful, fun, fantabulous day. And I'll see you very soon in another video. Bye.